Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be talking about two influencers that I've actually wanted to talk about for years now, but I simply haven't for reasons unknown. Anyway, the Clermont Twins. Now, we're gonna go into why it is that I wanted to talk about them. If you don't know, these are the Clermont Twins. Years ago, shit hit the fan and we'll talk about that. And they became particularly prominent because of shit hitting the fan, and also because I think not both of them. One of them was in a Yeezy runway show. The reason why I wanted to touch on them generally is because I do think they are a product of this era. I used to follow them mainly because if you look at how they present themselves, there's very much the, I don't mean this in a derogatory way, but there's the bimbo vibe, right? There's the long blonde hair or long black hair, really big lashes. Everything is accentuated, let's put it that way, right? So back when I found them, I was like, this is interesting because to me, they read as those people who do really intense body modification. And I think those people are really interesting. So I was following them, right? Slowly but surely, I started hearing about incest, bestiality, fraud, which is kind of not a big deal compared to incest and bestiality if you ask me. But anyway, fraud being the least of our problems here, I was like, okay, this is weird. I never ended up looking into anything aside from the fraud because I figured that that would be the easiest to track legally. Let's start there. So actually, one of them went to jail for this. So this is what happened in terms of fraud. So after it was revealed that Sinead Clermont stole money from a dead client in a prostitution meeting, is that what they're called? Prostitution meetings? More details have surfaced about her alleged scamming, and they're more disgusting than one could imagine. According to this website, the famous twin, who is known mostly for modeling in Kanye West's Yeezy collection, oh yeah, and they appeared on Bad Girls Club, anyway, reportedly created a fake account under the name of her deceased victim to continue her schemes. In addition to using the account to send herself $1,000 via Western Union, she also used the fake email address to sign up for adult and dating websites sugardaddyforme.com and gaybeast.com, which is a site that allows its users to view bestiality pornography between men and animals. I think it's already alarming if you are aware of the name of the websites where you can find the bestiality. There's probably something wrong there. And I say that as someone who has seen the horrors of the internet. It's alarming that I know that shit. In this particular context, it's alarming for different reasons though. Why do you need to know that? What within your life makes you need to have to know bestiality websites? Clermont's emails served as a determining factor in her arrest. They show that months following the death of her unidentified victim, receipts from luxury brand retailers were being emailed to the model's personal and university email accounts. Throughout this time, she also apparently still met men for sex into the following months. In fact, she even responded to an online ad writing, "Handsome white for a sexy black. Interested? 500 for 1 to 2 hours, text me." She went to prison for the fraud thing for about a year-ish, if I recall correctly. Since this isn't really the central point of contention, I just wanted to give you a rundown. I will say, I don't know these people, so I don't want to go too far out on a limb judging, but the concept of taking the bank info, the credit cards, whatever, of a dead client to continue to fund your lifestyle, there's something very morbid about that, and I'd say I'm a relatively morbid person, but that for me crosses a line. Now, I remember back in the day when I saw viral tweets, because the twins go viral every couple of months on my Twitter anyway, and then people are like, oh my god, did you see this, did you see that, whatever. There were a surprising amount of people who were like, oh my god, slay queen, take his bank info, blah blah blah. And I mean, like, the person is deceased, okay, but like, that's not a slay queen moment. Do we have to go over what constitutes a slay queen moment? I think we might. Anyway, moving on from that, good God. There's the incest and bestiality. Now, the incest claims, unfortunately, I started scouring the internet, which was a little bit scary because there were a lot of links that led me to porn-type websites. Now, I clicked one of them to see if, like, actually it was what it said it was. No, that one wasn't. They just used the Clermont Twins name as like a hashtag, and it was, yeah, it wasn't that. But after that, I was like, you know what? I really don't think I want to be going down this rabbit hole. I don't even think I want to be able to confirm this type of stuff. So there's no confirmation on the bestiality or the incest to a degree that I've seen. That being said, do I want to put myself through that? Like I said, no. I'd say I have enough shit going on my nightmare roster. In terms of the incest, I do have some theories of where some of that began, unless it was in some deep web porn shit I didn't see, thank God. But the twins actually were shot by Terry Richardson. Now, if you know anything about Terry Richardson, that guy is a big fucking creep and a weirdo. Just like looking at him, I think you can kind of tell. But anyway, I think I made a video on him. I'll link it down below if I did. But Terry Richardson used to be really in back in the day. I actually used to really enjoy him as a photographer before I found out a certain number of things. Very much the stereotype of creepy Hollywood photographer. Anyway, they got photographed by him, and this was one of the pictures. Now listen, I do not relate to any of this, thank God, but I specifically don't relate to the fact of having a sibling. As far as I know though, this, even if it's for a picture, is not what any sibling I know would do. So I don't really know what to tell you about that one. I'm really trying to give some type of benefit of the doubt here, but it's not working, because even if it is for a picture, even if it is being risque, I don't know if I'm just too tame, if I'm too old school, but being boob to boob and having your tongue on your sister's tongue, or at least having a picture that looks like that, most people would retch at the idea. So the fact that you're not retching at the idea, even if this is all like photoshopped, even if it were like completely fake, it's like, why would you want this out there at all? Let alone if it's real and they were literally boob to boob, tongue to tongue. That's my question. This photo alone should kind of give you an idea of what Terry Richardson is like, by the way, because why? I don't know if this was his idea. I have an inkling though. Regardless, this definitely did not help with the incest claims, so that's out there. Okay, so one of the last points I wanted to talk about, because like I said, bestiality is unconfirmed and I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. The other thing about the Clermont Twins, which as I told you before was kind of like the bimboification of, you know, their face, their bodies, whatever. I went to look at pictures of what they looked like before, and I think that that's one of the main things that people kind of give them shit for, is the fact that they look very doll-like, and I'm not judging any of that, because honestly what people do with their own bodies, none of my business. But they definitely changed their appearance extremely drastically, and in fact there were a lot of people who were saying that this was setting an unhealthy standard, you know, the whole thing, which to a degree, I think that doing shit like this is, generally speaking, unhealthy, because to me it screams body dysmorphia. To me it screams, you know, something is deeply wrong. And this isn't just, you know, getting a nose job. This is like drastically changing what you look like, to the point that the pictures of them before, I don't recognize them. Now granted, they usually have, like I said, thick eyelashes, their makeup is done, so of course that changes things, and even just hair colors change a lot. But there is a very big difference, and in fact when they get dragged online it usually has to do with their appearance. You guys can let me know what you think about all of that. Anyway, they came up on my feed once more. Again, people were just talking, I think, about their outfits, and then in the comments people were like, ah, bestiality, incest, blah blah. So it's cyclical, it seems like. Anyway, you guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below. Honestly, I think this is just kind of an interesting case study for social media era aesthetic, I guess, standards. And I say quote unquote standards because we all get to choose our own, but interesting. Anyway, you guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons as always, and I'll catch you guys next time.